Afternoon, guys. Good morning, good evening, wherever you are today. I'll just simple dive right into the video. I'm going to be talking about some disasters which have happened within the Home Office, and these disasters they affect most people who are migrants or people, yes, people located from overseas to come and live in the UK. So a lot of people have been wanting to find out why is it that maybe my BRP is taking too long to come. They're taking too long to give me my visa, or they're taking too long to give me my certificate of sponsorship. And in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you some of the things which are causing the delays in you getting your certificate of sponsorship, or the delays in you getting your visa, or getting your right to work in the UK. Because apparently a number of people, especially those who work in the NHS, they've not been able to like they lose their right to work in the UK because of this, which I'm going to be sharing with you in today's video. And if you are coming across my face for the first time, my name is Pauline Popomoyo, and welcome to my channel. This is a channel where we keep things real, guys. We keep things real, guys. And without wasting any of your time, let me just dive right into today's video. So the second one is the one which shocked me the most, but the first one is about the health and care worker visa. Actually, they're saying, the statement says that a new inspection reports released on Tuesday detailed serious failures in the UK's Home Office system. The report says migrant workers are at risk of exploitation because of Home Office shortcomings. So there are a lot of shortcomings from within the Home Office, a lot of shortcomings within the Home Office, which makes people who locate to overseas using the health and care worker visa to be exploited by people who are here in the UK. The first one, I think I already talked about it in one of my videos where I said the Home Office actually released 275 certificate of sponsorship to an organization which is non-existent. The organization is completely new, but the Home Office released that 275. The second one will shock you. Apparently, 1,234 certificate of sponsorship were issued to a company, and this company only has 4 employers. Yet Home Office issued over 1,234 COS to this company, which means all the individuals who were given the certificate of sponsorship, over 1,200 individuals were given COS to relocate to come and work here within the UK. One way or the other, they're going to be affected, especially when it comes to renewing their visas. And it also puts them, it makes them vulnerable to exploitation, because obviously if a company only has 4 people and Home Office issues over 1,200 COS, it means that all those people who are located or who are still to relocate through this visa route are going to suffer here in UK because they do not have any jobs, right? Because obviously if there are 4 employers, it means the company is not a big company, and the company is not going to be able to provide you with all the hours. So all those 1,200 and something people were actually affected by this. But this one, which shocked me the most from Home Office, where people are not able to get there to renew. Because I've had a lot of people come to my inbox asking, I've applied for my to extend my visa within the UK, and they've not been able to get their BRP or their responses in good enough time. Apparently, I'm going to leave the link in the description box. Apparently, the Home Office database has been hit by errors, meaning 76,000 people, according to what was written in The Guardian, 76,000 people have been affected, which means names, photos, and migration status has been mixed up. What I mean is, if maybe I go on the Home Office system to check my name, instead of my name coming out as Pauline Moyo, it might come out as Ikechuku, moyo or something of that sort. So because of that same failure, there is chaos in home office. There are delays. People are not getting their visas in time. People are not getting their BRPs renewed in time, and it's a disaster. So if you are within the UK and maybe you are trying to renew your visa, or you've been waiting for your, maybe you applied to extend your visa and you've been waiting for your visa, you might be amongst these individuals. You might be amongst the 76,000 individuals who have been affected by the database, where they mixed. You go online, instead of seeing your photo, maybe you are black, you see a Chinese woman's photo, a white person's photo. Another issue, they've been issuing BRPs with wrong identities. Maybe they issue you a BRP with someone else's face. So, guys, I do not know, in my opinion, UK is a first world country. Like, I do not expect such things to be happening within the UK. What is your opinion on this? If 76,000 people within the UK, so it doesn't matter whether they're overseas or whatever, 76,000, because what has happened is there are nurses who are working in the NHS. That's why there's a complaint. There are nurses who are working in the NHS. We have not been able to go back to work after renewing their visas because they do not have the right to work in the UK. There are people who are migrants here in UK who have been told when they're now applying that you are a refugee. One individual actually complained that he had to phone the home office over 100 times because they gave him a wrong status. Instead of him having the right to work in the UK, according to the status that has been given by the Home Office, he doesn't have a right to work in the UK. So anyone can be affected by this. So if you are in UK or you're overseas or whatever, and you're wondering why is it that my COS is delaying, why is it that I'm not getting my BRP, why is it that I'm not getting my right to work in the UK, this is the chaos which has happened within the Home Office UK. 76,000 people are affected. Nyasha says, I foresee the shortage coming back to that number that was there before. Thus, might end up making the government to go back and revisit immigration decisions. Okay, Nyasha, to that effect, actually, I'll do a separate video on that, because yesterday and today morning, because I try and keep myself abreast with the current trends, whatever is happening here within the UK, they want to review. They've already said I forget the name of the party. They said they want to review this new rule, which they said families are not supposed to bring their dependents to UK. It has been clearly written in the Guardian. I saw it yesterday in the newspaper. I saw it today as well in the newspaper that they actually want to revisit this new law that migrants are not supposed to that care workers are not supposed to bring their dependents to UK. Actually, they said they want to give the opportunity to the, what do you call this, to the Migration Advisory Committee to actually review the health and care worker visa and see whether this decision that they made, that the care assistants are not supposed to bring their dependents from overseas, is going to be viable. And obviously, if you know the Migration Advisory Committee, they are the ones who actually give the recommendations to the, to the UK government. And most of the time, their considerations are usually, they consider whatever, because they do an investigation and see if it's worth it. If the Migration Advisory Committee does their investigation and they come back and they say it is vital that the care workers bring in their dependents to UK because it's going to affect the UK in a BCD way, there can be a likelihood that they can reverse this whole health and care worker visa issue. That's why I keep on emphasizing that if you want to come to UK as a healthcare assistant, despite all this that has been happening, that, oh, you cannot bring in your dependents, blah, 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 don't worry about that, because like I'm saying, one way or the other, they're going to review it. So this is something which came out yesterday's newspaper. It was there. Today's newspaper, it was there. So probably, maybe it might be futile to do a separate video on that. But this is what is going to, they want they want to actually review that. They want the Migration Advisory Committee to actually look into the issue. So guys, if you have joined me today, good afternoon. Today I just dive right into the video because I don't want to make it too long. Do me a favor and smash that like button if you haven't smashed the like button. And if you're not subscribed, please do subscribe. If you want up-to-date information, subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification bell, because I always keep my ears on the ground, that if there's any immigration update, I come and share with you. But this one of 76,000 people not having, I've never imagined that a first world country can do such an error. There's a big error in their database. Although they said the Home Office and the ministers, they did not agree to that. According to the reports which were given by the Guardian, like the report which was given to the Guardian, there are people who have come forward to say, I cannot go to work, or I've been given a BRP which doesn't have my name, or I've been given my surname, I'm supposed to be Pauline Moyo, now my surname is Pauline Smith or something like that, and obviously if your data which is in the Home Office and your data which you have does not match, because they're saying it's a situation whereby you are now the one who's arguing with the computer. Because for now, if I want to check my immigration status, I just simply go to the computer and check my immigration status in the computer. Now people are not able to check their immigration status in the computer, because what is written in the computer and what they know, they say, I know that I'm Pauline Moy, but what is written in the computer is the total opposite. It's giving me a different surname, and it's giving me a different location, that I'm actually maybe in Nigeria or I'm in Kenya. You see, so this is what is happening in the Home Office, guys. That's why there are so many delays in the issuing of visas, so many delays in the issuing of BRPs, so many delays in the issuing of the certificate of sponsorship and all that, because a disaster has occurred within the Home Office. And this will not only affect, it doesn't matter whether you're a skilled worker, doesn't matter whether you're an asylum seeker, doesn't matter whosoever you are, because some people have not been able to get their, what you call this, citizenship. They've been waiting for citizenship for 2 years. So if you're waiting, you submit your passport and whatever, you're not able to travel because of this disaster. So I'll leave the link to the articles in the description box so that you go and read for yourselves. For now, let me just check if there are any comments. I like lives because I can check comments as I talk. Memory says, thanks, Popo. I've been waiting for my visa extension as I applied on the 11th of March, and up to now, I still haven't received my right to work. That is actually true, Memory, because they were actually complaining that the healthcare system is now affected because some nurses, if you don't have a right to work in the UK, I remember when I was renewing my visa sometime last year, my regional support manager, whatever they call it, she kept on hammering that, Pauline, we need to have your BRP before you come back to work, because if you don't have your BRP, there's no way where it shows that you have the right to work. So if you don't have that right to work, we cannot continue. You cannot continue coming to work. So some nurses who work within the NHS, you see in the article, some nurses who work within the NHS have not been able to return to work, because they'll be waiting for, because if the visa expires, let's say maybe you apply today, your visa is supposed to expire on the, I don't even know what the date is. Let's say it's supposed to expire on the 6th of April. You applied a month ago. If after the 6th of April comes, you no longer have the right to work in UK. So if you don't have proof, because most of employers, they want you to have that proof in your BRP that you have the right to work in UK. If you don't have that proof, then you'll be forced to stay at home because you don't have the right to work within the UK. So there are nurses who are supposed to return to work within the NHS, but because they don't have the right to work in the UK, they cannot return to work. That's why there is these complaints all over the news about the disaster which has occurred within the Home Office, although they don't want to admit to it. All right. This sounds like corruption within the Home Office. It's a total disaster. In addition to it being a total disaster, they actually indicated that within the Home Office, one officer for every 1,600 employees licensed to sponsor, which means one officer, like you have to check for sponsor compliance, blah, 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 and whatever. one officer is allocated 1,600 companies. Do you think that individual is going to do proper things if you are just one individual allocated 1,600 companies? That's why at the end of the day, there is this company which only has 4 people and they issued 1,234 certificate of sponsorship with a company which only has 4 people. What kind of a company? A healthcare company only has 4 people. You see, so the Home Office, all these are shortcomings from the Home Office. Even this disaster of people working within the UK without hours and so forth, it's all the shortcomings. It's not me who's saying that. I don't want to be quoted to say I said. It's not me who's saying that. It's clearly written in the newspaper that the report says migrant workers are at risk of exploitation because of Home Office shortcomings. Those are not my words. Those are words which are actually written in black and white in the Guardian. So for me, it's a complete disaster. I wouldn't expect such a thing to happen within a first world country, because we put the first world countries there. Even this thing that a first world country can issue you an ID which doesn't have your face. Here's your name. The ID has your name, Pauline Moy, and the face is of a, I'm not being racist or anything. The face maybe is of an Indian, or the face is of a Chinese, or it's of a white person, but it's written Pauline Moy. What kind of it? That's a serious disaster, like a serious disaster. Or you have a right to work in the UK. Suddenly, you have been issued with a BRP or whatever, which says that you are a refugee and you don't have a right to work in the UK. Or you are issued with something that says you're an asylum seeker and you don't have a right to work within the UK. That's a major disaster in my own opinion. What is your opinion, guys? And then let me move. Where are your pink nails now? My pink nails, I don't know what you're talking about. Rachel says, I really appreciate your updates, my dear. It said development, who you know when what is it? Exercise. I don't know what that word is, will end. Things have really delayed. Yeah, this is what is causing a lot of delays. Once the system is hacked, guys, it's really, imagine if this one has got, like, there's a mix up, see, distribution of incorrect identity cards. The problem, which involves meshed identities where 2 people or more have biographical and biometric details meshed or incorrectly distributed. So this one is a major disaster. Imagine if, for example, you are given, now your address is in Wales when you stay in Northern Ireland, or or your date of birth is something else. It's a major disaster and it's not going to be easy to fix that. And during the process of fixing it, you read for yourself. I think they said that they managed to identify 36,000 other anomalies and stuff like that. I'll leave the link in the description box so that you read for yourselves. Florence says, morning, Popo. I've been waiting for my COS since January. Am now worried. Florence, yesterday I was talking to someone who's been waiting for their COS for the past 6 months, 6 good months waiting for their COS. But then I actually reassured the individual and told her that there's an individual who I was speaking to sometime last year. She got her COS after 8 months of waiting from February and only got her COS in November and relocated to UK just end of January after waiting for 8 months for their COS. So because of all this and the fact that they now have to scrutinize everything, there are going to be more delays. Even if you are within the UK, if you get caught up in such a situation when you are renewing your visa or something like that, obviously it's going to be delayed. And being in UK now is not even an advantage. If you are a nurse and maybe in case you want to extend your visa, someone has already said has been waiting for their visa, you are extending your visa and suddenly you are not getting your BRP in time. Because if you don't have your BRP in time, which means you have to stop going to work because you don't have the right to work in the UK. So be very mindful of that. If maybe you're just here and you've been applying and you've applied for your visa and you can't get your response, you apply for extension, there's no response. This is what's happening within the Home Office. And then Tembingube says, yo, it's a total mess then. Still awaiting for COS since December. You see, there's a total disaster there because even in the queues, like if you are queuing in the, like it's a border security, whatever, when you're queuing there, when they scan your BRP or whatever, instead of that BRP, producing your picture, you know, like you scan, then your picture comes out, you scan, then someone else's picture comes in. Obviously, if that someone else's picture comes in, they have to start scrutinizing everything. Are you the real person? Now it's your weight against, what is written in the machines there. And it's very difficult to fix, and it's going to cause more and more delays, you understand? Even to follow up where they've issued wrong IDs, wrong what. Like this individual, you see for yourself when you're now reading, says he has phoned Home Office over 100 times to rectify his issue, and is finding it very difficult to actually rectify that issue, and is not able to work because he doesn't have the right to work within the UK. Popo, do you have any idea of schools offering specialized training over Teams or Google Meetings? No, 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 I'll be lying. I don't know any of those schools. So guys, I just wanted to do a quick one. I'm just coming from work. I'm sure you can see that I'm a total disaster. I'm just coming from work, but I wanted to share this with you so that if you see your COS being delayed, if you see your visa being delayed, if you see your right to work in the UK being delayed, if you see yourself receiving an ID which does not bear your name, this is what is happening within the UK. Total disaster, 76,000 people affected. If you are a nurse here in UK or you're a care assistant here in UK and you suddenly get a BRP which says you have no right to work within the UK, know that this is what is happening. A lot of people are affected by this disaster. Do you have any questions before I say goodbye to you? If you have any questions, kindly drop them down in the comment section. And as you are dropping them down, may you kindly smash that like button and share this video with those who are in UK or overseas or willing to come to UK so that they know. Because what I'm simply doing here is giving you the reality on the ground. This is what is happening on the ground. This is what is causing all the delays. Delay in COS, delay in visa, delay in what? Because back in the days, within 3 weeks, you get your visa. But now I'm having people asking me, Popo, I've been waiting for 2 months. I haven't got my visa. And I just say, be patient. Because when it comes to Home Office, there's nothing much you can do except to be patient. When it comes for you getting your COS, there's nothing you can do except to be patient. You see, then if you are maybe overseas and you're waiting for your COS, whatever, the best thing that you can do is to be applying to other jobs. So if you have any questions, kindly drop them in the comment section. Check your questions and I answer them. I wanted to make this a short one. Let me see. Then someone says, thanks for the updates. That's Tandilu. Popo, is it still necessary to do nurse aid training, and will the 3 months experience be sufficient to get in or apply or jobs? The thing is, the shortage still persists within the UK. There are over 100,000 vacancies for healthcare assistants. If there was no shortage, the people who are in the health sector and so forth wouldn't be concerned about this issue that, oh, they are now blocking dependents from coming from overseas. They wouldn't even be talking about reviewing the new rules, because they are fearing that these new rules are going to inhibit people from coming from overseas to fill in all these vacancies. We still exist within the UK. We still exist within the NHS. We still exist within the care homes. That's why they are suggesting that they want the Migration Advisory Committee to actually review themselves, because the Migration Advisory Committee uses data. You know, they do data collection, they study and everything, and then they give a comprehensive report to the government to say, according to our recommendations, the fact that you have said people should not bring their dependents is going to affect the UK in this way, in this way, in that way. So we recommend that you reverse the law and ensure that the care assistants can bring their dependents from overseas, because this is going to affect our healthcare system this way or that way or that way. You understand? So if this is something that you're interested in, if you really want to relocate to UK as a healthcare assistant, nothing should stop you, because the vacancies are still there. The companies are still trying to get there, from today going forward, because they've set down rules that we want companies to be registered with CQC. We want companies, whatever rules, as long as the companies will follow those rules and regulations, as soon as they get their COS, they can sponsor people from overseas. They don't have problems with that, as long as the companies are adhering to the rules and regulations. Companies who still want to sponsor from overseas, because there's a critical shortage of care workers within the UK. Critical shortage of carers, critical shortage of nurses, doctors. There's shortage in UK, and the shortage still persists. And the fear is it's going to get worse. That's why they want a review. All right. How about people who have been there for 6 years? Oh, what do you mean? Like, Rose Muriti, specify people who've been there for 6 years in terms of what? Because people sometimes you can be here for. I'm not getting your question. I'm sorry. Does this also affect Ireland? Gracious Spider. Um, you see, people usually fail to differentiate between the Republic of Ireland and Northern Ireland. When I say I'm in Northern Ireland, a lot of people always think that I'm in the Republic of Ireland and Northern Ireland is not part of the UK. The UK is made up of 4 countries: England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. And then the rules that affect England also affect Northern Ireland, because it is part of the UK. However, the Republic of Ireland is not part of UK. So the rules which affect UK, or whatever happens in UK, there's absolutely nothing to do with the Republic of Ireland. Totally different people, totally different governments, totally different everything. It's just like Nigeria and Ghana, or South Africa and Zambia, South Africa and Zimbabwe, or it's just 2 different countries, totally different countries with different governments. So the Republic of Ireland will not be affected. But if you mean Northern Ireland, because people just say Ireland, if you mean Northern Ireland, yes, Northern Ireland will be affected. Which job allow you to come with family? There are so many, Michelle, there are so many jobs which allow you to come with your family, depending on which visa route you want to take. If you want to come as a nurse, you can bring your family. If you want to come as a doctor, you can bring your family. Psychologist, care assistant, if you're working within the NHS, you can bring in your dependents. So there are many roles where you can actually bring in your dependents. Someone says cotton candy. It makes you want to eat it, right? Yeah. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I don't see any more questions here. I hope you now know the reality on the ground, what is really happening here within the UK. And if you found this video to be useful, kindly smash that like button and share it with those who might benefit from this video. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you in my next video. Bye.